Gets me through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Hazy, we've been talking this week about the things that you discovered after people die, right? And they can be quite controversial. Maybe they were having an affair. Maybe they had secret children. Maybe they had secret bank accounts. Who's to say?
Everyone's got secrets, and some more spicy than others.
And then it came to our attention that we cannot finish this conversation without having a chat to this man, who is the foremost authority on all things what happens after people die. His name is Bill Edgar. His book is The Coffin, Confessor. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Oh, my God. Okay, firstly, you've had a colourful life. We'll get to that in just a moment. But explain to people what it is that you do.
I crash funerals on behalf of the deceased, telling those that were loved how much they were loved, and those that my clients love to hate to bugger off.
Oh, my God, that's so amazing.
Outrageous.
Can I just say, Bill, your balls must be the size of watermelons, because that is a confronting job.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart or those that fear, I tell you.
Oh, okay. Bill, so tell us a bit about your background. How did you arrive at a destination, tell people what they really thought of at a funeral?
I'm a private investigator by trade. I have been for many years, and I was working for a gentleman that was on his deathbed, and we spoke about death, life, and everything in between, and he said that he wasn't going to do a eulogy as much as he wanted to because the family view it first and they might not play it. So out of a joke, and it was just a joke, I said, listen, I could always crash your funeral for you. And he took me up on the offer.
Oh, gosh.
And so what news did you deliver that day?
On that day, he had two things for me to actually say. One was, whilst his best mate's performing the eulogy with his crocodile tears, I was to tell him to sit down, shut up, or bugger off. He's not a true friend. He's been trying to screw his wife while he's on his deathbed.
Oh, my God.
And that if his brother and his wife and their daughter was at his funeral, they were asked to leave because they haven't seen him in 30 years. So why were they paying their respects now and not when they could have seen him?
Yes.
Bill, this is so unbelievably fascinating because every time we go to a funeral, and hopefully people don't go to many funerals, but when you do, you sort of look around being like, what do some people know and what's actually going on? What's the most outrageous thing, the most outrageous news you've had to deliver at a funeral?
Oh, I think the most outrageous would be telling an abused husband that his children weren't his, they were his brothers.
Oh, my.
Well, you know what? He deserved it. He was a terrible man, and he was terrible to his wife. And, you know, what went on in that relationship, I mean, you know, it's tit for tat. But, look, I'm just a messenger. That's all I am. Every person on the planet's got a skeleton in the closet, and I just let it out for them.
So, Bill, have you been assaulted?
Yeah,
what's the response been like before?
Look, I guess that, you know, I've learnt very fast to get the crowd on my side because it's their loved one. It is their loved one laying in the casket or coffin, you know. So let them have their say. I'm just a messenger. Yes, you can abuse me and do whatever you want, but I've got a job to do, and I'm going to do it on behalf of the deceased. I have no care or concern for those left behind.
Yeah. Wow, Bill.
Oh, it's amazing.
Quick question. Have you wiped people's phones so that there's, you know, incriminating stuff on there that they don't want people to see?
Absolutely, I have. But the most amazing thing is that people still want their mobile phones placed in the coffin when they...
It's not enough.
A firm grip on it even after death.
It's still in the cloud.
Yeah, it's crazy. They take it with them. And I get it sometimes, but other times I think, wow, you know, and then some people are petrified of being buried alive, so they take their phone with them. They want to take it, you know, and I'm like, well, okay. Yeah.
We do have to let you go, Bill, but very quickly, what else have you placed in coffins that's been a little bit unusual that people want to be buried with?
Oh, look, I guess, there's all ranges of items I've placed in coffins, but I've got to say the most daunting and the most confronting thing I've ever done is pinprick the body at a viewing because the person was petrified of being cremated alive, so I had to treat his body like a pin cushion.
Oh, my God, just to make sure that there wasn't a response?
Yeah. Well, that's what he wanted, and that's what he got. And since then, I mean, thousands of people have wrote to me and said, look, I'm petrified of being cremated or buried alive too. I might get that done as well.
Oh, my gosh.
Just a heads up, Bill, you might get a phone call from one A. Hayes when he's on his deathbed just to say, can I please be buried with Jason Horne-Francis? Feel free to say no.
with my Jason Horne-Francis T-shirt on. Hey, Bill, so just for those as well, like how do people get in contact with you? Like, what's the best point of contact?
Mate, it's just global now. They just Google the Coffin Confessor or Bill Edgar, and it's just there. I'm everywhere. I mean, I travel the globe doing this now.
Mate, who would have thought this was your calling, Bill? I love this for you, and it feels like it brings you joy. So thank you so much for having a chat with us. That was absolutely fascinating.
No, thank you for having me, and hi to all your listeners. Take care and stay safe.
He's such a nice man.
Oh, my gosh, Bill.
Ray Gunn spoken out.
Ah, yes, Ray Gunn. She's back. Good to hear from her.
Yeah. So she's done an exclusive interview with the project that aired last night, and she was able to tell her side of the story. It was her first TV appearance since the Olympics. She admitted that the saga left her struggling mentally and forced her to go off social media due to a global backlash, but also, yet remarkably, had this to say about how well received she was after the performance at the Olympics.
It has been honestly so amazing to see the positive response to my performance. Like, I never thought that I would be able to connect with so many people in such a positive way. So that has been just so amazing. But yeah, it definitely has been tough at times.
Okay. I guess there was some positive stuff mixed in between all of the absolute aggressive feedback, sure.
Well, I think I'm trying to work this out. I think half the problem is she very much looks like a middle-aged white woman breakdancing, and I just feel like that's a hard sort of stereotype for her to break. And also, it was the kangaroo for me.
Yeah. Look, I love the interpretive dance and how it was linked to our country, but I would have gone an emu.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you have?
Yes.
Okay.
Much less complicated as well. No arms. Can't do much. The humble emu.
No. I would like to see your emu dance a little later, if that's okay by you.
I don't want the sort of reception that Reagan got.
No, I mean, it sparked global ridicule. It really did. And everyone sort of from Adele piled on. The Prime Minister defended her and said, look, she gave it her best. But then Jimmy Fallon did the skit that was just absolutely taking the mickey out of her. Anyway, it was put to her last night on the project if she indeed was the best product that Australia had to offer up in the bee dancing space. Is that what you call it? Bee dancing?
So. She's breaking. Just breaking.
Sorry,
not breaking,
the breaking community.
The breaking.
Do you genuinely think you are the best female breaker in Australia?
Well, I think my record speaks to that.
Sweetie. She won. Like, she won, I think it was the Oceania Championships or whatever it is to get in there. So,
yeah.
I mean, technically, she got there in her own right. It wasn't an opinion piece.
No.
She didn't skip the selection process. She was in there.
But then why did she get zeros across the board?
Oh, politics. I think.
It's a controversial space.
Here's the thing, and I get everyone that says, oh, congratulations, having a go and all that type of thing. If you put yourself into a space where you can be judged, you've got to be prepared for harsh judgment.
Yeah.
We're in a position right now, and doesn't it come thick and fast? If someone doesn't like you, they will say, I don't like you, I don't like your personality, I don't like what you do.
Yeah.
And that's part of the job. You can't just sit there and select all the good bits.
No.
And then to the bad bits be like, well, stuff you, how dare you?
No, but that's my approach.
That's what you do. That is exactly what you do.
No.
Oh my gosh, your radio's ray gun.
Just trying to keep it positive,
There we go.
Oh, dear.
It was an interesting interview, though.
Yeah.
Went for a long time as well. I honestly don't know how to feel about Reagan.
I feel for her.
Really mixed emotions.
Quite seriously, I feel for her because to have a global pile-on like that is pretty damn awful. But then you just sort of wonder how she got to be in that position in the first place. Like, surely one of the coaches saw that routine and went, hey, big girl, Ray, let's have a chat. It's like when people go on Australian Idol and they can't sing.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
There's enablers around those people going, no, you sound great.
And then all the people around her are like, oh, I thought it was going to be good. We didn't think that you would single-handedly get the sport stripped of the next Olympics. Is that too harsh? Oh, let's veer off in a different direction, shall we?
All right, then.
6:15 vending machine quiz. Some of the prizes. You've got that 5-course dinner at Kingsford, the Bross's Orleana restaurant, which is very fancy. Double pass as well to the Vale of Adelaide 500 Saturday after race concert series. It's all there. Plus, because you're on air technically, you'll get a Royal Adelaide Show Family Pass and an Amazon Echo Show 5. Wow.
Because I don't want my faith and trust and spirit in breakdancing destroyed, can we at least go out on a bit of breakdancing music just to lighten the mood?
Absolutely. Here you go. Let's talk about Katy Perry, shall we? You just wonder if Katie's at the particular moment in her career where there's a bit of a crossroads. Which way is she going to go? Is she going to keep on heading towards the promised land, or is she going to veer off into the crazy part?
Okay.
Look, we love her music, particularly back in the day. Me too, guilty.
I always wonder with artists who have so much success early on in their career and have such bangers, when it's 10 years on, how do you follow that up?
How do you take it to the next level?
Yeah.
Consistency is sometimes so hard when you start at such a high level.
But then everyone wrote Madonna off. Everyone was like, oh, Madonna's done. And then she comes out with a couple of absolute, belters in her 50s.
And I feel like Rihanna has been pretty consistent. Beyonce, Gaga, all those top shelf artists. So Katie was recently on a podcast, or maybe it was an interview. She said this in terms of what her and Orlando Bloom, the husband, get up to. In terms of, I don't know, bit of a reward system. Make what you will of this, Jodes.
One of my love languages is acts of service. So it's like, if I come downstairs and the kitchen is clean and you've done it all and you've done all the dishes and you've closed all the pantry doors, you better be ready to get your dick sucked. I mean, like, literally, that is my love language. I don't need a red Ferrari. I can buy a red Ferrari. Just do the f***ing dishes.
I'm obsessed.
I will suck your dick. It's not easy. Sorry. Don't you know?
It's facts.
It's facts.
It's facts. It's facts.
What did they say at the end? It's facts,
It's
like facts.
I think it's supposed to be facts.
Oh, but it's facts.
It was facts, yes.
Oh, my God.
I've got to say, when I opened up my phone this morning and I saw Katy Perry being interviewed, I didn't think she was going to say that. I don't reckon Orlando Bloom thought she was going to say that either.
No, absolutely not.
Very good at the dishes too, by the way, Orlando.
Look, I like it when my husband does the dishes as well, and I would just sort of write that up as being in a partnership and part of his domestic role. I certainly would not reward him in that fashion.
Yes. Don't get any ideas, Greg.
And also, on top of that, does she sound really unhinged?
I can buy a red Ferrari. I can buy it. You better believe you're getting your dick sucked.
Who knew you did the best Katy Perry?
I found my calling. My best impersonation is unhinged Katy Perry.
I can buy a Ferrari.
It's Fox.
Oh, yesterday was one of the great contests at the Royal Adelaide Show. Joes, let's recap.
Let's get frittatas. Let's get frittatas in here.
Let's all get frittatas all up in her. What a competition, Joes. Take us through it.
We went to the Royal Adelaide Show. You have long rebuffed my frittata in here. I've brought it in. I've offered it to the whole team.
Yeah.
No one ever wants to partake. So, anyway, we ended up at the Royal Adelaide Show and a frittata off just to prove that my frittata is elite.
Yes, it was a genuine frittata off. So there were at least 20 participants.
Yeah. Who thought that many people would have the time and energy to enter a frittata at the Royal Adelaide Show?
By the end of it, it was packed.
It was.
There was people everywhere of all ages.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, like we mentioned yesterday, the frittata fraternity went off its head. Can you go through the controversy of your particular frittata and how it went in such a bad direction late in the judging?
Well, so we're about 3/4 of the way through and they'd narrowed it down, and I thought, I wasn't quite sure which one was my frittata by the end. There were so many frittatas. But I was like, oh my God, I think I'm in with a shot here. And then I hear one of the judges turn to the other judge and go, that's a hair.
Oh my God.
And then with absolute horror, I realised the judge had found a hair in my frittata.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my very goodness.
And then the frittata fraternity went off.
Harry frittata. Harry frittata.
And we're like, what is happening here?
Harry frittata.
And that killed you. Well, Jodes, tell us where you placed.
I came in a solid fourth.
Fourth.
They told me
20, it's not bad.
They told me if it wasn't for the great hair controversy, I was much higher.
Okay. The hair controversy. So you potentially would have placed second or third.
Maybe.
All right. I'm just going to rip this Band-Aid straight off. Guess what your boy came? Yeah, that's right.
What?
They started screaming this.
Frittata King! Frittata King! Frittata King!
I came first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and I've got my ribbon for you right here. It's blue.
I'm familiar with that ribbon.
Blue,
because
which is a traditional colour for victory.
you've been rubbing that ribbon in my face. There's no way in hell you made that frittata.
Oh my God, Jodes, take the L, all right? Just take the L on this one, okay? I was born to bake a frittata.
Anything you want to tell me?
No? Sucked in. That's what I want to tell you. Oh,
What-
God, I don't know what this feeling that I've got is. It hurts. It hurts.
What?
It wasn't my frittata.
I knew it! I knew it!
One of the judges was on me too. She came up to try. She's like, "Oh, interesting cooking tin you used. Take us through that." And I was like, "Get out of my face, woman." I got my frittata from Chanella's.
Are you kidding?
Yes, I just picked up the frittata from Chanella's.
Gorgeous.
Producer Emily helped organise it. And we were supposed to go well, Chanella's. We weren't supposed to have the best frittata in Adelaide.
Oh my God, give me that blue ribbon. Give me the ribbon.
No, you don't go from fourth to first.
Yes, I
the
do.
The person who came second goes first. I think her name was Stephanie. You don't jump
You're
3 places.
outrageous.
You
Jeez.
still had a hairy frittata, by the way.
Is that a euphemism for
I
something?
don't really know. I hope not. God, I hope not. But thank you very much, Chanella's. Oh, I mean, try their chef-prepared family-sized take-home pasta meals tonight. Chanella's Prospect Road Prospect. Hell, go in there and pick up a frittata because it's the best in
Are
Adelaide.
you joking right now? Not only did you not make your frittata, but now you're giving them a credit line.
You ready? Chanella's.
What is this behaviour that you're bringing to the table today?
What is going on?
What
More
is
opportunities to
going
get yourself on air before 8 o'clock. I'm going to put out a bit of a health message, a bit of a health warning now, if you don't mind, Jodes.
Sure.
A doctor has warned that using phone on the toilet can cause hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids is something that I probably don't know enough about.
Okay.
So according to this particular doctor, using your phone on the toilet, prolonged sitting increases pressure on rectal blood vessels, which can cause or worsen hemorrhoids. She recommends that limiting bathroom time and avoiding straining, and if you don't succeed, it's better to try again later rather than force it. No time to try again later. Got to get it out. What about when you've got kids as well? And I've got an 11th-month-old.
Yeah.
And just they're in danger of hemorrhoids.
Why?
Geez, they try and force it out.
Yeah,
We were
they
watching
do.
our 11th-month son the other day, and he's looking at us going, "Ah!" And you knew exactly what was going on. It was intense. We're like, calm down there, son. You're going to get yourself some hemorrhoids.
I know. And also they go so red in the face, don't
Yeah.
they? It's like if you're trying to be subtle about what you're doing right now, you're not.
No, no.
No.
If he could talk, he'd be like, "I'm pooing." Hemorrhoid check. Hand up if you had hemorrhoids. Oh, Jodes.
I have. Everyone who's had a baby has a hemorrhoid.
Really?
It's unavoidable.
After your first one, or did you get through?
All of them.
Really?
All of the
Okay.
above.
What about you, producer Emily? You're in the midst of having your second baby. Have you had hemorrhoids?
No.
Oh,
Just you wait. Just you wait.
I wouldn't be bragging when you're a month out of pushing this one out.
so number 2. How did you get
Number
through that?
2, appropriately.
What do you mean?
So number 2, like, how did you get through having a baby, not having hemorrhoids?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm just elite down there, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Second baby says, "I accept that challenge." Time to give you some grapes.
Yeah. I will take your no hemorrhoids and I will raise you significantly. Yeah, they're actually very painful and often itchy.
Yeah. Is that right? They're itchy.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
How have you avoided one?
yeah, I don't know, because I strain a lot when I go to the toilet.
Well, what about when you're in the gym as well?
No, because I only do beach weights. I don't do squats at all.
You're doing
All the
bicep
things.
curls.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't do the exercises that would really strain down there.
Yeah.
Producer Zoe, what about you? Oh, you don't have any kids.
No, I don't have any kids. I'm hemorrhoid free, which is nice. Thank
nice.
you.
Good
Thanks,
for you.
guys.
That's
yeah.
nice, babe.
What about the Gen Zers? Are they getting hemorrhoids these days or
Oh,
what?
no.
Well, funnily, I heard the most outrageous story the other day from one of my girlfriends.
Yes.
She went on a date with a bloke who told her about how he discovered he had hemorrhoids.
Oh.
He was on a date with a girl and things were going quite well.
Yeah.
And they tried some stuff.
What sort of stuff? Well, like sushi or something? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like food they haven't tried before?
Yeah,
like,
and then they went to Yochi after that.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to try Yochi.
They experimented digitally and
Excuse me?
couldn't get past the hemorrhoid.
What, who had the hemorrhoid? He did. So what? Why was it exposed?
They were trying something.
What were they trying?
I'm not having this conversation.
Incredible.
What does digitally mean?
Okay.
You are setting me up for a great failure.
electronic.
Oh my God.
I've always wondered, for men out there in 13, 24, 10, get involved, please. How do you call in sick to work for hemorrhoids?
Oh, yeah, that is true. And that is your gastro moment, because no one's following that up.
No.
And if you've got a boss that says, well, send me a little picky, then he's in trouble.
Thank you so much for what's about to happen, because you have allowed me to bring my little BFF in from 10 News First. Her name is Tiff Warren. She is the weather girl. She's sunshine and light personified. Good morning.
What else am I, though? Keep going.
Oh,
Keep
sunshine,
going.
light. Very skinny, very slim.
Yes. Modest.
Yes.
Humble, some might say.
I know.
You're very energetic, almost like you've had one too many coffees, which is a good thing. It's a really nice thing.
I mean, it's borderline ADHD.
Would we say that? Yes, we would. What's that over there?
All right, Tiff, you're going to be a special guest for one of our favourite segments.
Jody and Hazy's Loose Lips.
Traditionally, it's just a little listening exercise for one Jody Oddie, who's getting better in this space.
Well, hang on. He's one of my best mates here. Do I listen? Do I listen properly?
I love you.
So this is a little game where we're going to pop some noise-cancelling headphones on you, Tiff Warren, from 10 News First. And Hazy is going to mouth something to you, and you then have to tell us exactly what our boy Andrew has said.
What a rush.
What a
Here we go.
rush.
So, Tiff, you were about to go into your own little world, which is quite common by reports. We're going to turn up the music right now, so Tiff cannot hear a word that we are saying. And now,
The elevator music is on.
and you have to make some hand signals to make sure that she's looking at my mouth. You ready? Here we go. Once in a blue moon.
What did you just call me?
Feel free in this space, whatever you feel is being said, say it. Okay, headphones are back on. Once in a blue moon.
Oh, when in bloom, of course.
Oh, it's close. Let's go one more time.
Okay.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon! Once in a bloody blue moon.
Oh, good at this.
You might be this might be a strength of yours, Tiff.
Well, who knew? This will be my first strength so far. Oh,
Okay. A snake got my lunch. Happens all the time.
I think you just said, I snack on my lunch.
Oh, that's very good. One more time.
It doesn't make sense, but it's what you said.
No.
One more time.
I love how she's telling you what you said.
A snake got my lunch.
Did you... I sat on my lunch?
Oh,
Close. She'll get it this
It's your
time. She'll
lunch,
get-
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's your lunch.
She'll get it this
Go
time.
on, one more time.
That's
But
fine, here we go.
enunciate better. Thank you so much. Okay, go.
Sorry. A snake got my lunch.
A snake on my lunch.
Oh! It was a snake. I'm a snake. Got my lunch.
Got my...
Why that doesn't... I mean, we've all been there.
We've all been
We've all been there.
You
Wouldn't be
get
the
ready
first
to
time.
enjoy a delicious lunch, and then bang!
Snakes on it.
Snake on my lunch.
Random snakes.
Goddamn snakes on this goddamn plane.
Snakes on a lunch.
All right.
Right on.
Last one. Here we go. Let me lick your face.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I can say that on the radio, Andrew.
I don't know if I can say that. Let me lick your face.
I'm just going to respond by saying absolutely not.
Do you think you've got it? What do you think it is?
Let me
Yeah.
your face. I'm never coming back to this sick studio ever again. You're all sick. I hate it here.
And that's what we're trying to do. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Go tell your friends.
It's It's a special morning because 10 News First weather presenter Tiff Warren has joined us in the studio, and I need her to tell everybody what happened when the big boss came to town, please.
No, well, it's not bad. It's just I have an affliction that when someone in a position of supreme power, like an overlord, like the biggest boss in our network comes, I forget how to speak and be normal.
And it has to be said, this man is quite good looking as well.
I wasn't going to say it. Now that you have.
Yeah.
Remember Lockie Murdoch turned up and I shook his hand. You went to give him a kiss on the cheek. You ended up kissing him on the nose.
Yeah. That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
You wish.
I kissed him on the forehead.
In your dreams.
It's really quite nice.
But this was sort of almost equally as mortifying.
No, it just was like he walked in and everyone's a bit aflutter, me in particular. So I thought I better make a good impression and seem level-headed and normal.
Yes.
So he walked in and said, "How are you?" And I said, "Good, thanks, how are you?" And he went, "Good." And then he just looked at me and I looked at him and there was silence. So I broke it by just saying, "I'm thriving." And he looked at me like I was the most unhinged person on the planet and then just exited the chat.
As someone of the male species, I wouldn't know how to respond to that.
No.
I'm not sure he knew what the next course of words
But also,
were.
it's like a conversation with a toddler, don't you think? Who just says random words like, "I'm thriving, thanks."
I'm thriving. And like generally people who are thriving don't yell they're thriving. So it was giving very like mentally ill.
No.
Yeah.
It's like happy people don't need to say that they're happy.
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. Yeah, really good, thanks. It was that energy.
It's like thriving people don't need to say they're thriving.
Yeah, when your 3-year-old instantly goes, "I just did a pop-off."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That
Thank you
actually
for
would have been better.
information.
Maybe.
Less awkward. A fully grown woman saying to the boss, "I just did a pop-off." He goes, "Okay. Sometimes I do pop-offs too."
We'll win there. We'll win there.
I think we may as well do this now that you're here. 13 24 10. When did you embarrass yourself in front of the boss? We'll take your calls.
Yes. I remember a previous news director at Channel 7, like maybe 2 news directors before Mark Mooney, our fearless leader now.
Yeah.
And I remember my boss at the time, so this was years and years ago, saying, "Oh, go up and introduce yourself to this bloke."
Oh.
So I did. He was at the printer.
Yeah.
And I went up and said, "Hello, my name is Andrew Hayes." And he looked at me and said, "Oh, good on you," like that. And I said, I'm just, I'm doing some stuff over there with the boys and poor Childs is looking after me.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Good for you." And I said, "Bye." And then walked back and said to the guys, "I just had this this exchange with this particular guy," and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, don't talk to him." What? Just ditch me up there. Have you ever been an adult in a fully grown conversation where you've had to exit by saying, "Okay, bye"?
Yeah. And then the only thing that made it even more awkward was the fact that you're like, "Well, I may as well photocopy my ass now."
100%. And I was like, coincidentally, I wasn't wearing any pants as well. Forgot on that day.
13 24 10. When did you disgrace yourself in front of the boss?
Big thanks to the lovely Tiff Warren from Channel 10.
Thank you so much for coming in.
For a good 20 minutes. That was very nice of Tiff. Left us with an absolute beauty, based on some personal experience, of course. Well done, Tiff. When did you embarrass yourself in front of the boss?
Yes, just to fill the silence with our big Channel 10 boss, who is quite good looking, by the way. When she said, "Good, thanks. You good, thanks, good, thanks." And then there was nothing. She goes, I'm thriving. I'm thriving, just so you know, I'm really happy and there's nothing going on and I'm okay. I'm thriving.
Ash from Seaton, when did you embarrass yourself in front of the boss?
Morning, guys. I had a really big meeting coming up and I was absolutely panicking. And my boss, John, was like, you'll be fine. We walked in with the clients that had flown in from interstate and I introduced myself as John.
I'm the boss now.
Please tell me there was much laughter.
There was. From them, I died, but yeah, it was great.
Well done, Ashley.
Why does that happen to our brains?
I don't know.
I remember being really nervous in front of my older sister's friends sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them's name was Edwina. And she said, "Hi, my name's Edwina." And I said, "Hello, my name's Edwina." I'll never forget that.
And you're really pretty.
When did you embarrass yourself in front of the boss?
Yes, we've just had Tiff Warren from 10 News First in here just awkwardly fill a silence with our boss that made her seem really unhinged.
Yes.
It's okay, which she is a little bit.
Sometimes you feel like you need to fill the gaps of silence with words, and the words make it so much worse.
So much worse. Let's go to Courtney from Westlakes. Courtney, when did you embarrass yourself in front of the boss?
So I work in the building industry, so we all have to drive big four-wheel drives. The big boss and a general manager were touring a site, and I saw them standing outside. I parked my car, and I actually hit the big boss's car because I forgot how to park.
Oh, there goes Courtney. See you, Courtney. See you on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Oh my God. What did they do, Courtney?
Oh, they just shook their heads. Oh, my God. I'm like, when someone is watching me, I just forgot how to park.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It happens.
Yeah, it's a pressure. The pressure of parking. Oh, in a public space is just a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure insurance took care of it, didn't it, Courtney? Hopefully. All right, let's go to Alyssa from Happy Valley. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, how are you?
We're good. When did you embarrass yourself in front of the boss?
I called up to ask a few questions and ending the phone call, I'm like, all right, love you, bye.
And then, do you correct it straight away? Do you wait for a response or do you just pretend like nothing happened?
Pretend like nothing happened. I hung up.
I
just laughed it off.
Oh my
So have you ever addressed this with your boss, Alyssa?
No.
No.
No. I just laughed it off and thought, no. And next time I saw him, I just, nothing.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, thank you so much for the call, Alyssa. Everyone who gets on air gets a Royal Show Family Pass, the new generation Echo Show 5 with Alexa. All right. Love you, Alyssa.
Good on you, Alyssa.
Love you.
That's nice. The new generation Echo Show 5 with Alexa is a perfect device for the bedside. Set your alarm, wake up to us, and just say, Alexa, wake me up to Nova. Nova's birthday party up next, $1,000 just for having a birthday and a bunch of other prizes. It is just raining gifts at Nova this morning.
Battle of the Bangers.
Fierce contest, this one really starting to heat up.
Yeah. Do you reckon you can get through a contest with me today without cheating or not?
Excuse me very much.
No, you heard me.
Well,
You heard Bird Turd.
this is hard for me to cheat because it's up to the people.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's what really exposes me.
Yeah,
When it's just me,
When
you
it's
can
just
pull some
you
strings.
left alone with the frittata, you will not bake it. We established that early this morning.
Well, what I will say is at least I don't put hair in my frittata.
That was not me. That was one of the judges who planted their hair. I'm just calling it.
Okay, watch this space.
Yeah.
At Jodie and Hazy, check out the video. The frittata fraternity disagrees with you, Jones.
Okay.
Anyway, Royal Show is the
Yes.
theme for Battle of the Bangers this week.
Yeah. So we could interpret that any way we like. Royal Show, put the two together. Royal Show. What I managed to come up with was a bit of a princess theme, more specifically two princes from the Spin Doctors. Hit play, please. Oh, no.
So, thank you in advance. This is why you should never vote for Jodie's Battle of the Bangers song. You don't even know what you're selling anymore. You want to start that again? Like, what do you want to do with it?
No, I'm sorry. That's the one I was going to go with. Then I changed mine.
Oh, my very goodness.
Mine's King of Wishful Thinking, of course. I'm sorry.
King of wishful thinking. How are you going to sell this one? What an absolute mess. The disrespect that you have for this competition, which is so frustrating because you're leading by 2. It's 16-14.
Okay.
It's just absurd.
All right. I'm sorry. I apologise.
All right, whatever the hell that was,
Okay.
that's Jodie's song.
That was a mess.
Versus my song, which is New Flow by Big Brothers, because it's a part of the show where they go, this is Big Bro, taking over the show.
Oh, are you kidding?
Royal Adelaide Show. It's a loose theme, all right?
That is so
It's a loose connection.
tenuous, that link.
Is it?
Oh, well.
At least I know what song I'm using.
That's a really good point. That's a
there you
good
go.
point. Well made.
Okay.
I can only apologise.
That's all we can do.
And if it was a once-off, sure.
Oh,
But it's not. I've done that quite regularly.
What are we going to do with you? And you know, it's really, really going to grind my gears.
Well,
You're
if I
probably
win.
still going to win.
What are we
16-14. Get your votes in. King of Wishful Thinking versus a New Flow at Jodie and Hayes on Instagram. Winning song tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock will be revealed.